Before Jeffrey Dahmer, there were Brady and Myra Hindley. Their crime spree, which took place in the 1960s, is considered to be the most evil crime case in British history. What did they do? Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today we're discussing one of Britain's most evil crimes. These are the Moors murders. As always, viewer discretion is advised for this video. In the 1960s, two lovers named Brady and Myra Hindley terrorized the English town of Manchester. They would specifically target young children, so often luring them away with promises of sweets and then beating, torturing, and abusing them. What made their crimes especially heinous was the fact that they seemed to take pleasure in the suffering of their victims, and also documented their abuse with photographs. Their reign of terror began in July of 1963, when they kidnapped a 16-year-old boy named John Kilbride. The pair had met John by chance at a train station, and then invited him back to their home. Once there, they plied him with drink and drugs before assaulting him. Over the next few weeks, they would take John to various locations around Manchester, sexually assaulting him at each location. Eventually, they decided to take John to a remote area known as Saddleworth Moor, where they buried him alive and left him to die. It wasn't long before they struck again. In October of 1963, they lured a 14-year-old girl named Leslie Ann Downey to their home under the pretense of taking her to a local disco. When her mother answered the door, Hindley told her that Brady was a police officer and that he needed to speak with Leslie. But once inside, both Hindley and Brady assaulted the young girl. After the attack, they took Leslie to Saddleworth Moor and hung her upside down over a bog before raping her. Then, when she stopped screaming, they left her there to die. By 1964, Brady and Hindley were ready to escalate their crimes. On Christmas Eve of that year, they kidnapped two 10-year-old boys, John Dean and John Barry. They took the boys back to their home and shackled them to a post in the basement. There they assaulted the boys and then took them to a secluded farmhouse. A few days later, the boys' bodies were found by a local woman walking her dog. An investigation was launched, but it wasn't long before the police had their prime suspects. When questioned, Brady confessed to the murders, but Hindley denied any wrongdoing. Despite his confession, Brady was unable to provide any details surrounding the case, such as how the boys had been killed. This led the police to believe that Hindley had killed the boys alone, without Brady's help. As a result, she was convicted of 2 counts of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Brady, who had attempted to take his own life several times, was declared insane and given a hospital sentence. However, it would be several years before the full extent of the Moors murders came to light. You see, Brady and Hindley had actually buried several of their victims in the same area of Saddleworth Moor, and because the land had been used as a dumping ground for other criminals, the bodies were never recovered. Over the years, Brady continued to taunt the police, providing them with details surrounding the burials, but he always refused to reveal the locations. Finally, in 1987, after serving 25 years in prison, Hindley was released. Upon her release, she revealed the burial sites of 4 of the victims, but refused to reveal the location of one of the victims, saying that she didn't know where he was buried. She was returned to prison after this and died there in 2002. Brady, meanwhile, died in 2017 at the age of 79. He had spent 52 years in a secure hospital and was described as a monster by one of the detectives who worked on the case. Thanks for watching. Which case did you think was worse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to like and subscribe for more true crime content. See you next time.